Hi everybody. So just finishing up the deburring of the leading edge. That includes holes, edges, also putting a tiny little break. That's one of the instructions, which I would use a seamer tool for, which I probably already did. And there's the seaming tool there. Just adds a little, you want a little bit of break inward, so that when the skins go over, there is the minimum amount of separation. And now some dimpling with the trusty squeezer. One thing also to think about was when I was going to do the priming. So you always want to prime wherever two pieces of metal meet. Right? Obviously. Question is, do you need to prime both sides or do you need to prime just one? Obviously, priming for both for corrosion would be ideal. So in this case, we have the skins, and you can see that skin kind of that's sitting there. Well, that's the old skin in front of me, the one that is going to go up on the wall of shame here in a minute, or in a while. It's primed, but only where there's going to be riveting outside of the trailing edge. So the trailing edge, which is the edge closest to me, is the one that is clean. It is scuffed because that is going to be done. The trailing edge is going to have the double-sided sticky tape used to hold it in place, and you don't want to have a prime surface. You want it to be clean. So those skins sit on top of the spar. But then the trailing edge, or sorry, trailing edge, the leading edge actually sits on top of the edge of those skins, which is actually on the other side of the skin that you're seeing on that desk. So after I finished actually building, I thought to myself, well, you know, shit, what did I miss priming? So I primed the inside of the leading edges where there's going to be rivets, and so that primed edge will sit on top of the skin. Now, the skin on that side, I did not prime. I primed the other side where it's actually directly connecting to the spar, but I do not prime the opposite side, which connects to the leading edge. But the leading edge on the inside is primed. Is one side good enough? I don't know. I'll let you know in 30 years. So here I'm countersinking the trailing edge using my old trick of double layers of trailing edge, reversed and then cleat coat on top of each other to form a parallel, two parallel sides, and then off-center them so that the little hole fits into the big lightning holes of the other trailing edge, and then I'd countersink away. So yeah, one of the things you do when you make the ailerons, and this is very important because skipping steps is not suggested. If Vans tells you to tie your left shoe and then put your pants on and then tie your right shoe, you do it. Do not question the instructions, because all of us have this tendency of just saying, all right, let me just deburr everything. Once you get used to it, you're like, I'm just going to deburr everything at once, and then I'm going to dimple everything at once. You don't dimple everything at once here. You only dimple the holes for the stiffeners. You don't dimple the spars until later. You saw when I just dimpled it in this video. And you don't dimple the leading or trailing edges of the skins either, because you want them to sit flat as you're mocking this up to kind of minimize any bending or pillowing or anything else of the skins and the leading edges and the spar when it's all put together. But when you do go back and dimple them, you need to make sure to catch all of them. Do not do like me. On the left bottom aileron skin, I forgot to dimple one of the leading edge holes, and I didn't notice until I'd put it in, and then I had to put a dome head rivet in place because I couldn't dimple it. Anyway, like I said, I'm not making a show plane, but it is what it is. So anyway, now that everything is going good, we've got everything dimpled. In the next video, we will do some constructions. See you soon.